Fabio Passos, fifth degree black belt.
Yeah.
Fábio Gurgel, from white to black, you just said, right?
Yes, yes.
And the owner and head coach at Steps BJJ in Sherman Oaks, right?
That's correct, yes.
Awesome, man. Thanks for making the time to come around, and
Yeah.
I would love connecting with our jiu-jitsu community, and
Yeah.
we always see each other at different events and
Yes,
tournaments and
for
stuff.
sure.
So
Yeah, I appreciate it very much. Thank you for the invitation. I'm very happy to come here. Like my friend Bernardo Farias, a huge honor.
huge honor.
Because you're a fan, not only as a jiu-jitsu wise, but also about business, right? And then I know a lot of people that train here in Legacy, and everybody's so nice. Like I know Rick, Yode, Monica, Tim, and then I really like the vibe. And then I start look up for you. You're not only the athlete part, the jiu-jitsu part, but also in the business. Then I really appreciate the invitation.
Thank you, man. Thank you. Yeah.
It really means a lot for me.
Thank you, brother. Thank you. Yeah. We try to have fun, you know?
Yeah.
Work hard, but you should smile too, right?
All right, that's the
And
way,
have
right?
fun.
Yes,
And
yes.
then it's not work, right?
Exactly, yes. That's jiu-jitsu. If you don't have fun doing jiu-jitsu, you're going to be miserable because it's 24/7.
24/7. That's
yeah,
it.
I love it.
Every day of
It
the
should be
year.
a passion. If
That's
not,
it.
yeah.
That's it. Do something else.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
But thankfully, I really like what I do, and then that's why you do it with a lot of passion and with my heart, and then that's why I try to be always improving. You know?
Yeah. You're getting ready. You're getting. We were talking downstairs.
Yeah.
You're getting ready for. You look like you're getting
Yeah,
ready. The
yeah.
Master Worlds, right?
Yeah.
Coming up in a couple of weeks.
I used to fight the rooster in adult, and I think last time I cut my weight, it was like 2016, and this time I said, oh, let me see if I can do it again. Just because the challenge, the discipline, to keep your discipline.
Yeah.
If
Diet.
you like yeah, exactly. You accomplish something. It's not really for specific. I want to fight that guy or that guy. Just for myself. I say, man,
Health.
I
and
have
everything
health,
else.
everything, and keep you in track. I think, in my opinion, the main thing about competition is that the process. They keep you honest. Like I don't think twice about drill. Sometimes I have like 10 minutes window. I ask for a student, come, let's drill 10 minutes. Make you have a goal. Make
Stay
you
sharp. Yeah.
Stay sharp. Yeah.
Stay in your game.
Yeah. Yes.
Nice.
Yeah.
Where are you from originally in Brazil?
So I'm from São Paulo, right? I'm born and raised in São Paulo. And then always have been there in São Paulo. I really like it. It's a really big city.
Yeah.
Have you been there?
Yeah, I have. Yeah.
And then it's a very crazy pace, like LA. A little bit crazier than LA. Yeah.
We went back in the day for they had Brazilian Keeps, like a team Brasileiro in São Paulo. They had that was my first time going to São Paulo.
Oh yeah, I used to fight that one. I really love that format. It's pretty cool. Right?
Yeah. Right?
The team against the team. It was very fun. Yes.
The CGI is doing that, right?
Yeah.
So it's
I think Aiga doing something like similar to.
Yeah.
Aiga, I don't know.
Aiga, in where's that in Kazakhstan this year? What was it?
Kazakhstan,
something like that.
I think so. Yes. Yeah.
But it's a lot of fun, right? We had the Worlds, the Brasileiro, but the Pans, of course, and then the Team Brasileiro was one of the majors, right, back in those days, and it was always fun, right?
Yeah, it's a different feeling because it's like you're not fighting only for yourself; you're fighting for the team. I remember one time you fought. I was a purple belt, and you did the final with Gracie Barra. If I'm not wrong, Gracie Barra, Celso Vinicius, Gracie Barra. And then I remember, they match up 5-5.
Yeah.
And then all tie. I'm the one fought the last.
Yeah.
Seems that I used to play soccer. I was like I do a penalty kick.
Penalty kick, all the pressure, right?
All the pressure was crazy. People scream my name. I said, man, I cannot lose.
Yeah.
I remember I won by advantage. I could pass the guard, but I was really worried about because if I do a mistake, and then about the sensation after you won.
Everybody picked you out in Brazilian style.
It was fun. It was very cool. It was a good memory.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, I miss those kind of tournaments,
And there's I really like it. The team, like Gracie Barra against Alliance or Gracie Nova União.
That
was amazing.
Like we went against Alliance in the black belt. It was the first time like a team outside of I think Rio who like won and black belt.
Yes.
Yeah, because we did Gracie Barra Belo Horizonte,
I remember.
like Jacqueline's team, So
we
went Alliance. Leo Vieira was still on the team.
I remember that.
Yeah, in
Rio,
2002.
Damian, Tereré, all the guys.
Like there was some good guys, but we did it, so it was pretty cool. It's nice memory. But even a purple belt, it was in Rio. But just the because it's amateur, you know, it's different. It changes, right?
Yeah,
when it's amateur to pro.
Oh yeah, change a lot.
You know, and it's like real. It's like there's nothing else. It's just like pride, right?
100%, yes. It's like you're not worried only about you. You worry about like your whole team, you know, and keep you out of your comfort zone for 100%, you know, for sure. Yeah.
A lot of fun.
I miss that.
Yeah. How was it moving?
Eventually, sorry.
Go ahead. Good.
Eventually, maybe they can do something for master like that. It's a good format, good idea.
It's the best format, man. It's the best format.
Yeah, I think I really like the way things start like turn now, right? Professionally, UFC, BJJ, everything.
Yeah.
The CGI now with the teams. I think, man, you're in good spot. Like in jiu-jitsu, like going up in the wave, you know. All Zuckerberg, the guys train,
right?
All the guys. I think it's pretty cool though.
Yeah, it's amazing. All the opportunities now, right?
Exactly.
To make a name, to make money, to whatever, to keep going, right?
Exactly. That's good for a business, you know. You know?
Back in the day, back in the early 2000s, whatever. It's like there was.
It's good to see our sports finally recognized all over the world. You know, it's so hard, right? Thankfully, BJJF or all the organizations, a lot of polemics about that, but they are the one that organize everything.
Yeah.
They organize everything. Who gonna do that? Nobody wants to do that back in the day. Now they did it, you know.
I was telling because remember last year the CGI was the same day as the ADCC, right?
Yeah.
And I was like, why do you have to? It reminded me of remember the CBJJO?
Yeah.
The Olympic.
Louisiana. Yeah,
the Novo Niao. They're trying to compete with the IBJF and. It's like, man. Like,
that was the drama on the Alliance because that's when the Alliance is split. All the guys left.
They wanted to compete for the the money.
Damian, Terere, Leo, and then it was Teles.
That's right. That's right. I forgot about that. That's funny.
I didn't forget because I was there. Right?
I
was like white or blue belt, and I remember everything, all the transition.
That's right.
It's good. It's good history, you know. Like it's a good experience too. Yeah.
So they had IBJF. It was IBJF, right? And so they created the first world championship. They created all this stuff, right? Till this day.
Yeah.
And then the Novo Niao, which was one of the big teams, they were from like kind of like poor areas, like up in like northern Rio, whatever. They like, man, like you guys should be paying the athletes, right?
Yeah.
And still today, you know, they have they have events now where you can make money, but IBJF you just win the medal, right?
Yeah.
And so much dedication, you know, whatever. And you should make money, and then they got whatever sponsor, whatever, and they started paying the guys.
I think that's why the pioneer about like
paying the athletes.
Yes, and that's all the athletes was right, like because the coach on one thing. I understand the coach side because they're very traditional. They give a lot to sport. How come you just go in a place you don't even know what's gonna happen? You don't even know you're gonna get paid, but. I think it was a good, as an opening, door opening. For how the things are nowadays. Always like that. You have to make a lot of mistakes, and it's like jiu-jitsu, right? Yeah.
But they put it on the same day.
Yeah.
You know? The first year was the same day as
especially for the competition.
IBJF World. So the athletes had to choose.
Exactly.
And that's when there was a split in the like some of the legends, right?
If I'm not wrong, my memory is good. Yes. So I was like one day.
What's that? History, really.
One day, I was sorry, I was IBJJF or CBJJ back in the day. And Sunday, I was the CBJJO.
Same weekend.
Yeah. I remember that's not the problem because like all the way around, I think Saturday was one, and Sunday, Saturday was CJJO, and Sunday was CBJJ. And what happened? All the Alliance guys went there to compete Saturday. Without Fábio Gurgel and then the main guys consent.
Yeah.
And then they fought. They won. And they went to the drive. Like one was in São Paulo, Rio. One's in Rio, São Paulo. I don't remember where it was. I remember they drive. Everybody drive next to the way. Of course, they were tired. They just fought the day before.
Yeah.
And they lost the final. And man, that was
because they were trying to be the best. The goal was.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I think they have like
to be the world championship team, you know.
But I think the team was very, like they are very happy because they make the money. I think in their mind, say, man, I did my job, and I'm very motivated. Why I want to fight tomorrow? They just fought because the obligation. Yeah. I remember that was the device waters, you know.
Yeah. Man, such interesting time. Yeah. That's like real history.
Yeah, real history because I think that's the sport start become more professional too. You know, it's not like. for the format.
They started to have, like, of course, then ADCC came in the picture. I think like late '90s, but that was the first. That was the first time there was like actual money. Like before that, it was like it was an honor just to have a medal, right? But like there was nothing, and then there was some, some prize money, right? And then back in the early 2000s, they started to have, like, here in the U.S. at least, they had some like events, like there's Arnold Schwarzenegger in Ohio.
Yeah, I remember.
And so like, here and there were like events, and everybody would go there, the best, like all the best guys would go, and for the chance.
How much did you have to pay to join?
How much did I have to pay to join like one of those tournaments?
IBJJF tournament
Before, I mean, it was always kind of, it wasn't cheap,
Jiu-Jitsu, especially in Brazil, is never was like, it was kind of an elite sport. You know what I mean? Like, since the beginning, since the Gracies, like Hilo Gracie used to teach only privates, right, back in the day. I remember I have had a hard time to pay in the beginning. I remember when I start, I paid for 3 months, and then I have no money to pay anymore.
Yeah.
And I had to work to pay, and thankfully after when I got my blue belt, Fabio gave me like a
sponsorship.
Then I kept on going until now.
Yeah. What did your parents think?
They
doing
like
jiu-jitsu?
In the beginning, right? Like, of course,
because now it makes sense. There's all these opportunities. It's a UFC, this, that, But like, man, back in those days, it was like, what are you doing with your life?
Yeah. So what happened? Like, I started martial arts when I was very young, 8 years old, judo. I watched the Karate Kid, the movie.
Yeah.
And I got so excited. Oh, I want to do that. And then I remember only thing that I have available was the judo in my school. And I remember I told my dad, I was like 8 years old, I'm the one to pick. I said, I want to go. My dad, no, it's danger, you're going to get hurt. You have to focus on school, because my dad is very strict. And then my older brother hiding from my dad, signed me up. And then I think...
How much older was he?
He's way older than me. I think he's like 10
Okay.
years old or something. He was, I think I was 8. He was like... He was 16 or something. I was 18. Yes. I don't remember very exactly. Yeah, but he was 10 years old, 9 years old, if I'm not wrong. And then I think that's the only reason that I kept going, because coming from me, it's not like my parents try to push me or anything, and I want to prove something for my dad, you know what I mean? And then when I start jiu-jitsu, same thing. You got to be a doctor, you got to be a lawyer, you got to go to university, all the social pressure. And then nowadays they love it. Nowadays I see my dad talk all his friends. He's a professor. But man, but like I never have like a really strong support. Of course, they always like me, cheer for me, but they don't really try to push me. I had to do by myself. I really like that, because that's making me more try harder.
You took 100% ownership of your journey. This is your journey.
Yes.
Yeah, man. Yeah. I remember when I lived in Brazil, in Rio, I was good friends with Escorrega.
Yeah, I remember him. Yeah.
And I remember he was like,
he was good.
He was good. And but back in the day, like his parents, like kind of fighting with the parents about, like, what are you doing with your life? Doing jiu-jitsu.
Yeah, especially back in the day, like a bad boy, because their culture is like that. Jiu-jitsu had to prove their point. And they fight in the streets. They
had a bad reputation in Brazil.
Yeah, I remember when I was doing judo. I didn't do jiu-jitsu. I really always liked jiu-jitsu. I started to know about jiu-jitsu when I watched the UFC, right? And then I remember I started watching a lot. I want to do jiu-jitsu. But I come from judo. And in São Paulo, you have a lot of Japanese, like a big community Japanese. Community Japanese, right? And then all my senseis, my professor, was Japanese. They barely speak Portuguese. And I remember I was saying, I want to do jiu-jitsu. No jiu-jitsu. There's a bad boy. It's not discipline. And then I have that in my mind. It's a kind of like a rivalry, judo and jiu-jitsu. Judo is always very, very nice, clean, and
respect.
And jiu-jitsu was
culture.
Like, I remember every time I think about going to do jiu-jitsu to get my ground better, I remember my sensei, no, there's a bad boy. Yeah. And I have that very bad reputation in my mind.
Yeah.
When I started doing it, man, I love that.
Man, you know what? You give me a thought.
Yeah.
Back, when was it, 2004 or 5, I went to Japan.
Oh, really?
And I did like a seminar, whatever, seminars. And the culture, Japanese culture is very like, that. But because of the Brazilian culture, being in the Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, in Japan, it was totally not like that, Because back in the days, it was like, it's like Fight Club, right? It wasn't. There was like.
But you mean like in a bad way, right?
Like in a not bad way, but like they're still Japanese, right? So they have things,
yes.
but still like kind of like there wasn't no like like the other martial arts, like even wrestling now, like everything's like very proper,
exactly,
right?
Yeah, exactly.
And it wasn't. I was like, damn, that's crazy. 'Cause I'm in Japan and I'm doing jiu-jitsu, but it's not like Japanese culture,
Yes. Good to know because I
that
think
was 2004, 2005,
I think because like Pride and even Ryan Grace, they start loving, right? Like,
of course.
Ryan Grace is like a bad boy, but I remember Japanese is like because it's very different from the day culture, right? I think in the beginning they have like they put the guard up, but after they start really, that's very efficient, and then they respect, right?
Yeah, it seems like Hickson Gracie really opened up the doors, right? For jiu-jitsu, for the whole culture, right? Valetudo and everything, MMA.
Yeah, for sure.
Because he was, he was well spoken, the man, and so and of course
undefeated,
well spoken, like the best,
exactly,
so really made a good impact, right, on the culture, fighting in Japan. What was it? What were we talking about before that? I had another thought about.
You talk about the CBJJO, and you talk about the I forgot for now. Yes.
It's okay. We'll remember.
It comes, right?
We were talking about IBJF. Judo versus jiu-jitsu.
I was talking about the culture about jiu-jitsu. But before that,
the judo and the jiu-jitsu, and then in Japan, right? That was one of the things I noticed, right?
Yeah, you are there, and then you felt the crash, right?
Yeah. It's something. I think it was something with that. If I remember, I remember. But it was interesting, right? The whole the Brazilian culture went to Japan, and became pink. But now it's nice, right? We have respect, we bow on the mat, we bow off the mat. But back in the early days, like there was none of that, right?
How did you guys used to pay and register for IBJJ?
That's what it was.
Yeah.
What's that? Before online?
How did you guys?
So Kevin, he's pre whatever. He's the younger generation.
How
and like
how did you pay? I remember now. Usually they have like you had to go to the bank. You gotta go in the cashier, and then you say, that's the number here. Can you deposit here
into that account?
And then
you have the receipt,
physical card,
the receipt, and you show them the receipt, something like that.
And sometimes you can do last minute. You could. I'm the one I always do everything last minute back in the day. I remember
that's a great question.
I remember I called the federation. Man, I have 5 students. He's just saying now, can you still do it? No, the deadline was 2 days ago, but okay, send to me. I was way more like, it's not like professional. It's more like, because they have not a lot of people back then too, like nowadays, you know what I mean?
Yeah, compared to now, right? Thousands, but still. And then they had the weigh-ins for the worlds were at Master Carlinhos' house, Master Carlos Gracie Jr., his house.
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
It was the year after that, So back in the early days, you would weigh in at his house, like in his garage. Yeah. And say the AMA was there, like weighing everybody in. And the brackets were posted on the wall of his house.
Man. Oh, handmade brackets.
Handmade brackets. They were like taped to the wall.
Yeah, I remember.
And then you would look at your bracket.
It's funny because I remember like you see
no
the
cell phone, no cell phone to take a picture. You just like
all your
write it down somewhere maybe.
All your opponents, you look the bracket, then you look behind you. The guy that wanna fight, oh my God, he's here. Oh, it's funny. That was good.
What about registration?
Registration for.
How would you register?
Yeah, you would basically go to the bank. And you would say deposit it into this account. I think that's what happened. And then you would get the receipt, and then you would show them at the.
But how would you say, hey, I'm a black belt?
They give you a card. They send you a card.
And they have like a form. Then you fill up the form, and then the professor had to sign the form.
It,
Yes.
Similar now, but it's much easier. Just click.
All physical, all paper, and fax.
Fax,
yes.
Fax me the fax.
Save it there. It's funny. I remember the first time that Alliance won the World
Championships. What year was that?
I forgot. 19 something. It was 30 years.
In the 90s. Because Comprito won the open weights.
I didn't train back then, but I heard. I remember Fabio talking about. And then the first time they won, Ricardo Vieira, Léo Vieira brother. he send a fax every minute to Gracie Barra to mess around with them. You were champion, you were the champion, you were the champion. And you see, I remember that like they was blowing the fax with
rubbing it in their face.
Yeah.
That's funny. That's funny. One of my favorite matches is his match with Robson Mora.
Oh man, that was. Do
you remember that match?
I remember. I watched many times.
I think it's one of my favorite matches ever.
I remember because the guy was light as me, and then I would always look up for Ricardo, and then of course Robson was like I used to watch his
icon,
instructional. I used to have that was the first time that I started watching his instructional was Robson Mora. You know what I mean? Like it's pretty cool. It was very organized.
Him and Marcelo Garcia in the beginning days.
And then Gustavo Dantas too. I remember I used to study a lot of Gustavo Dantas, and of course the Saulo Ribeiro book.
University Jiu Jitsu.
Yeah, that saved my life many times too. When I started teaching,
it's one of my favorite. It's one of my favorite books. I always tell people about it.
Yeah, and that was very similar, especially the basics. Very similar to the Fabbio Gurgel methodology. I think back in the day, all the methodologies are almost the same.
Yeah, same root, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And they were all together too, right? The families and Chakra,
exactly.
Same house.
Yeah, exactly.
Hands on high in the Gracie's dad's house.
Fabio was one of the guys they used to invite to train with them because they used to invite. It was like a personal invitation,
Yeah. The Fábio Gurgel fighting in the Valetudo days, right?
Yeah, that was great.
They're all together. With Carlson, right?
Mark Kerr, remember?
With Mark Kerr.
I think they're doing a documentary about that right now.
Man, it's huge movie.
Yeah.
They already came out many years ago, documentary, but now with The Rock.
Yeah, Rock, yes.
The Rock, it's coming out. Major movie.
Yeah,
I think this fall, something like that.
I heard about
that. They're people are saying it's gonna be he's gonna like Oscar, get an Oscar movie.
Oh man, I hope so. It's gonna be good for jiu-jitsu.
Good for jiu-jitsu.
One more
good
thing,
for
right? Yes. Good things coming for sure. That is motivating, Yeah.
Did you ever think UFC was gonna be as big as it became?
Not really, right? I remember it was like watching the beginning, like I was renting I went to like
VHS
a Blockbuster and then go to and then and after the second and third one, the second and third one, I remember that the people start talk about more. I feel they're gonna be big. You know what I mean? Like that, especially like the friends that I have that don't do martial arts.
Yeah.
And then I start talk about. I feel that's gonna be big. It's gonna be like a business card. You know what I mean? Like open everything.
Yeah, because then people understand how jiu-jitsu works.
Exactly.
Back in the day when I first started my school. Like when it's 25 years ago, right? I would give people a VHS tape of you remember Gracie in action?
Yes.
Warren Gracie. There was did a thing of how them fighting against different martial arts. One, and the second was the Hickson Gracie choke video.
Yeah. The Gracie in action they always used to put on the competition. I always have some standing and they pass all day.
Jiu-jitsu versus karate, jiu-jitsu versus and the history too, right? Of the Gracie family.
Yes. For sure.
Going against the Japanese, the different guys.
Yes, for sure. Yeah.
And then the choke, and that's how it educate people on how it works, like in a martial art.
I see.
Like in a fight, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Because they have no idea still. But now with the UFC being as big as it is, like people like see it every single day.
Exactly. Yeah. Especially like I have a lot of students that come into the trial and then never trained before, and then it's very easy to. Sometimes they don't really know what jiu-jitsu is.
Yeah.
But they know everybody knows UFC. It's very hard to find one people that never watch UFC. Everybody, and then it's very easy to do the link. See when you go to the ground, that's the jiu-jitsu, and then I think that's the UFC opened the door for that because you have to train that because all the fights go to the ground. Yeah.
I was asking you what you thought if it was going to be as big as it's become, right? The $7.7 billion deal they signed with Paramount.
Yeah.
And no more end of the pay-per-view model.
Yeah. I have no idea, but like if you think about like the human beings, even the animals, everybody is like very natural to fight. And even like the gladiators time, and then now for sure like it's not secret. It's like a good recipe. If you see a Roma back in the day, the gladiators, That's, you know what I mean? Like,
everybody understands it, right?
Yeah.
You don't need to know the roles.
Yeah,
you know who's winning.
Yeah, you ask a question about UFC. That's one thing I have in my mind. I always link with because I will always like the gladiators and history. I always link, man, that's exactly the same. You know, that's on my mind back then.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like any human being like to see that. You know, and I think it's very motivating. Some people don't like it; feel it's very violent. But when they start the rule, understand the rules, both guys are ready for that. I think it changes their mind a little bit, right?
Yeah. It's so cool. Like in the 90s, still, like I think it's still 90s. Like a lot of the guys fighting Vale-Tudo, representing jiu-jitsu, like in the cage and everything else. We're still doing jiu-jitsu tournaments like the world, like Fabbio Gurgel, for example. Right, he was there on and still mixing it up. Amor Bitesh, like Murilo Bustamante, you know. Roleta, they're fought like Vale-Tudo, but the guys that were like fighting, they were also doing Valige, exactly. So it's a cool time, you know, because it was kind of like one thing, because you were trying to. Luckily I had an opportunity to kind of represent jiu-jitsu in the cage, like in the early 2000s, you know. But it was still like the beginning of the end. But now everybody, you have to do everything. Right? It's just like jiu-jitsu.
It's now becoming very professional. I feel now that you don't have to be very go deep, very specialist anymore. I think nowadays, especially the new generation, they have an idea about everything, striking, wrestling, jiu-jitsu. But I don't think nowadays you need. I also too nowadays they start with 8 years old.
8 years old. That's
like,
even jiu-jitsu, all these kids.
I really think the jiu-jitsu training is way harder than MMA because it's very specific, right? And then MMA, you don't have to be good at everything nowadays. You have to have a general idea.
I just saw this reel with Kamzat, you know, and he was saying, because he was like, he's gonna start a MMA gym or a martial arts gym. I don't know, in Chechnya, something like that, or somewhere there. And he was like, I don't think they should do MMA as kids. I'm not gonna have a cage inside the gym. He's like, you can do grappling, you can do wrestling, you can do judo, but I don't think or boxing, whatever you want to do, specializing in the martial arts, or you can do a little bit of both, right? Or maybe all of them. But MMA, he's like, I don't think you should do it. You know, what do you think about that?
It's hard to say. I think I'm right in the middle, right?
Because we were talking about the MMA, you know, they're
but I really think that nowadays, early you start, more specific. I think the specificity for the sport now is very important. You can see, like, example, I want to give an example, Melk Galvão, Mika Dyer. Man, his kids are doing heel hooks.
He wasn't old enough because IBJF to compete in the IBJF, but he's already
you see the kids, like, the new generation, 11 years old, all rip it, and then, man, it's insane. You see the level of, man, what the heck, it's not kids, that's like mini adults, you know what I mean? So I like the idea that if I think about sport performance, I like the idea. I think you have to start earlier to learn, but I don't like the idea about the philosophy, about the martial arts, like about the discipline, the jiu-jitsu, judo. I think it's a little bit different than the culture, you know, like I think
the culture is different for jiu-jitsu and judo. Compared to other martial arts, other like wrestling.
I think like MMA, like if you start early, everything you're gonna learn a lot of things, of course, the discipline, everything, but it's not like as a philosophy. You know what I mean? It's gonna be more
philosophy for life.
Yeah, gonna be like a sport more. You know what I mean? It's not like you try to teach kids.
That's really good. That's really good.
That's my opinion. But I so, and then I think you have to really have split two different things. If you know that you're gonna be, I don't know, you it's like university or school. Like you're gonna be graduate and do MMA professional. Then, I mean, my friend, you have to start from early. But if you want to put your kids to learn more discipline, all the philosophy, everything, I think it's better you put a specific martial arts like judo, jiu-jitsu, karate, because then you really learn the line of the methodology, right? I don't know if it makes sense.
It makes 100% sense, and it's very very important, right? Yeah. And I'm so grateful. I fought professionally for 10 years. Yeah. I'm so grateful I did jiu-jitsu. You know. Yeah. I'm so grateful to have. Yeah. This even it was Fight Club days, but we still had the same philosophy of what it is, you know, the ones that the monks created back whenever it was, you know,
and like especially taking that, especially like one thing I don't see much nowadays, the foundation, good basics. See, people is very worried about what happened. They just become too sportive. And what happened? They don't train more like how to escape from the mount. They train, I want to pass your guard, I want to sweep you. That's 90%. 90% of why? Because the main points, the main thing, the tournament, but that's, in my opinion, it's just a little piece of jiu-jitsu. You know what I mean? If you just focus on that, because it's easy to focus on that because it's a trending. You're not doing all jiu-jitsu. You didn't just in my opinion, 10%.
I agree.
You don't
You're
have
not a well-rounded jiu-jitsu.
You don't have all the basics. You don't have the very good methodology, right? Because you really focus on one aspect. And jiu-jitsu is more than competition. Jiu-jitsu is like a lifestyle. You know what I mean? Yes.
It's important you say that self-defense, all those things, because that's why you come from that tree, right? The self-defense, fighting.
Yes.
But then sport jiu-jitsu comes from that lifestyle, right? Yeah. But you need to have that base. Talking about base, right?
I have a good example. Isaac Dorelane, Isaac, right? He's always very good, very talented. He coming from Megaton for Cobrinha. I used to teach Cobrinha back in the day. I teach there for 12 years. I taught there for 12 years.
In Arizona?
No, Cobrinha.
Oh, sorry, Cobrinha. Sorry.
So, and then Isaac, when he coming from Megaton, Arizona, he come to live here just to do jiu-jitsu. He was like 17 or 18 years old. Yeah. And then I remember it was like that. Man, very hard. He was blue belt. Very hard to pass his guard. Very hard. Like his passes is amazing. I remember after a while, I pass his guard. No, I can't do it anymore nowadays. I pass his guard and then he give up. I think, what happened, Isaac? Oh no, man, why you give up? I didn't anything, just having side control. And then his mind's already he give up. No, listen. Doesn't matter. It can be good, bad position. It's still jiu-jitsu. You gotta fight, and then he improved a lot.
That's mentorship. That's mentorship.
Yeah, I remember that was very
that's
clear.
A master.
And then then look what happened now. Now he's too much. He even hurt his arm now. But
Samurai.
When I saw as a teacher, I was, of course I don't want to get hurt, but I was proud because man, he tried to escape.
Yeah,
he really.
I was proud.
He's not afraid to try this
to get out.
Yes. But before, when I was a blue belt, I was like, I had my guard pass. It's
win or die trying,
guard pass was like the end of the world.
Yeah.
I remember I have another good memory. The guy, I started jiu-jitsu with one professor. His name is Demetrius on God.
What was it?
His name is Demetrius. The one I started, And he was a blue belt. And I was very close from my school. And that's why I started him. He's the one saw me as a talent, said, no, you got to go Fabbio Gurgel, because he used to train Fabbio Gurgel. He used to do a lot of training with old school guy, I don't know if you know him, Pedro Emeterio. He's like one of red belts from Helio Gracie, straight.
Wow.
Helio lost to Valdemar Santana, and Pedro Emeterio beat Valdemar Santana. Right, yeah. So then I went there first time. He was all old, right? He was 80 years old. He used the blue belt, right? And he used to even use the diapers. Right, because he was almost 9 years old. He was still teaching.
Still on the mat, yeah.
And then he was crazy, self-defense with real knife, everything. And I remember when I trained there, I used to train Fabbio Gurgel. I was a white or blue belt, very competitive. I used to compete a lot. And I trained there. I was training for the guys. They got line past the guard and take them out. And then they escape and finish me. In my mind, I thought, that's not jiu-jitsu. Why they got? I got so surprised they line past my guard so easy. Well, it was a trap. And that started really changing my mind as well. See, it's very different style because they don't really worry about it. And then I started giving more attention from my escapes. And I consider myself very good in escape nowadays. I know, maybe even too much. We rely on that a lot because I'm a small guy. Always in the beginning, when you learn small, you just get beat up. And then you have to learn that for real, And I remember that's one thing that really changed my mind and went to that old school and then seeing man, jiu-jitsu is everything. It's not only one or two subjects.
That's great. You're saying that.
Yeah. And that was good call because yes.
Real jiu-jitsu.
Yes, exactly. I remember Pedro Emeterio, he used to out of the blue, pick a knife, hey, come here. And then try attack the student, and the student had to defend for real. Oh my God, you're gonna kill the student. Yeah. But I was very good. Very, very well trained. I was very good to see that. Yeah.
That's great, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just I wanted to skip back in the day. I was just thinking, who were some of your guys you looked up because you were lighter weight? Who were some of your heroes kind of as you were coming up?
So one person that I really admire a lot is Leo Vieira.
Leo Vieira, yeah.
Because he give a lot of attention to me, right? So I remember I was a white or blue belt, and then after the class, he always call me in the corner. Oh, let me show that. And I was no one. I was a lot of people there. I feel, oh, these guys really give a lot of attention. And even my nickname, Monstrinho, Little Monster, he's the one that gave the nickname. And then him, Cumprido too, because like I remember I was going, of course, Fabbio Gurgel is my role model.
Yeah.
And then that's the early generation, right? And then what else? I think pretty much Robson Moura, right? And then Cobrinha, Marcelo Garcia. I trained for Marcelo Garcia. I trained for Tererê. I trained for Demian.
Yeah.
I trained for Bernardo Fabaria. And now, man, I always look up for them. I was very lucky. Then I have opportunity to train like all the very good guys. You know what I mean? Like Teles, too, you know what I mean? Franginha. When I came here, first time
when he first came to US, because he was the first like Alliance first guy.
The first time I ever came here, I spent like 3 months in Ventura in Santa Barbara.
Okay.
And, he offered me, if you want to stay for a while, and that was my first experience here. And then that's when I decided, I want to live there. You know what I mean? And then I learned so much from him. He's an amazing guy. He's a top teacher, top competitor. And then I have no words to say how good he was for me. He's still a role model for me as well, right?
Yeah, really.
Yeah, yes.
Teacher, person, as a person.
Person is an amazing guy.
Paragon.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's great, man.
Yeah. And I want to say Leo, Tererê, Robson Moura, those guys, Cumprido, the older generation, new generation, Marcelo, Cobrinha, you know what I mean? Like, that's I look up for,
Yeah. Somebody, you think of one and then there's like, there's two. You can't like,
it's hard.
But it's like more like personal relationships. Shaolin, of course, yeah.
More people, Troy.
But like it comes back to like the relationships, the ones that like really made a difference in.
But the first one I can remember was like, because it was close to me, it was Leo Vieira, because of, oh man, how come he's so good? He's so nice. He had time for me, the attention. You know what I mean? And then that's make difference. As a professor, like when you give real attention for a student, man, that's what you're looking for.
Priceless, yeah.
Yeah. And nowadays, like because a lot of business, a lot of people, and I think the big gyms start losing a little bit that, like the one-on-one, the real like close approach.
Mentorship, yeah.
But it's good too because that's become part of the evolution too. I mean, like you have to find a way to train all your employees, all your teachers to be to do this job, right?
Yeah.
About you? What was your
coming up, man? Coming up, my favorite guy was Saulo Ribeiro.
Man, Saulo, like I have no words to. Saulo was my teacher on the books, and I really like him because I studied the book and then Fabio showed the position, and I can link it both. I was very similar,
For me, it was Saulo Ribeiro. I saw him like, in the 1999. I like obsessed all the interviews, all his matches.
That's cool,
he beat all the guys from
Fabbio Gurgel.
Fabbio Gurgel. He beat everybody at what they were.
Judo,
He knew what tactical.
Exactly.
He was the first guy to do tactics in jiu-jitsu matches.
Sure. That's true. Yeah.
And he put himself. He studied all his opponents, and he's like, these guys are weak here, these guys are weak there. For example, like Gordinho had a crazy closed guard. He's like, I'm not going to let him close his guard. And then sure enough, it was easy for him to pass. And just all the Fábio Gurgel, you name him, he lined them all up, right?
I didn't think about that, but you're right. Like, I think he's the first one that really showed, okay, it's not about only go there and fight. It's about plan and then execute the strategy, right?
Yeah. And he, just one of the things that he said was, I can beat people that are better than me.
Yeah.
Can more complete, that, whatever, better, more athletic. I can beat them with my
because
brain.
like competition is not necessarily the best one wins. It's the one that performs better in that day. That's my opinion.
Yeah, that's
Of course, the process, the way you prepare yourself counts a lot.
The rules, right?
But it doesn't matter. Like, especially more, like if you see judo, wrestling is more traditional. Like you see a bracket of 50 people, like 48 people can be the champion. Depends of the day.
Yeah.
Right? Jiu-Jitsu, you start getting there. Like you see featherweight, every year different the world champion. But back in the day, because it's not much people, you know exactly who's going to be in the final. So, there are 5 guys. But nowadays, because they're involving so much, you see it's hard to say now. You still have the favorite, but man, everything can happen. And that means like everybody have access to everything. Back in the day, you know, like if you want to learn a new position, what you do? Or you buy a magazine, or you go to the competition.
Magazine, yeah.
Or you go to competition. Like Gracie Barra, example. Gracie Barra play close guard. Alliance play whatever. Very good pass. Nova União half guard. If you want to learn half guard, you want to learn when you go to the competition. You can access like a video like nowadays or YouTube. I remember like you had to put yourself in a competition to see what the other team is doing. And that's when you improve. Nowadays, everybody have a lot of access to everything.
Yeah.
Everybody becoming so good. And then you competing every weekend. Some kids compete more than adults. It's insane. And then imagine like one kid start like Jalen, right? Or the student just won the world. He started 4 years old. He was 8 years old, and now he's 19. And then when he becomes 16, he's only a blue belt. And then he has like 10-year experience. And he's gonna fight the blue belt. They have the 1 year and a half experience. I think they had to change the rules as well about the belts for the kids.
Like right there, Miko Galvão. He wasn't able to compete at the black belt, Mundial till he had to wait, right? Sit out.
Yeah.
At least they changed one. If you win the world, you can go to the next belt, you know?
I understand the rules because I think back in the day, you don't have a lot of kids.
Yeah.
Nowadays, you have a lot of kids, and the kids
it's different level.
They had the change. But it's very hard. Easy to say, but it's hard to find out how come we're going to change.
Yeah.
And I for sure they already thought about that. But
I mean, at least now, if you win the world,
I like that. Yeah,
you can change the belt.
Yeah,
that's it.
I agree with that.
Why wait 2 years,
exactly.
3 years?
You're already on the level, right? Yes. Yeah. And other thing, always you can improve on the belt, sure. Like it's not jiu-jitsu never stops. You know what I mean? Like you're always you can catch up. You know what I mean? Like I don't think like people really worry about belt, but belt it just means like a video game. You're next phase. Doesn't mean you're better than nobody else. It just means you have more experience.
Yeah.
Means you're older.
yeah.
Right?
Yeah. And plus black belt, like you have time, right? Like
exactly.
Forever, right?
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
Till you get to coral belt, 31 years.
Right, you're not in a rush, right? It's not a sprint, it's a marathon, right?
Yeah. I'm glad they're trying, right? They're adjusting with the times.
Yeah.
Even now, there's more kids tournaments for IBJJF, right?
Oh, every weekend, it's crazy. It's very good too because man, you see the future. You see jiu-jitsu it's big, but it still have a lot of space.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like if you compare the wrestling, like old, very traditional, man, you're years behind. You know what I mean? Yes.
I just had a thought. You were talking about how everything, now you have like training websites. You can see people training inside the gym. You can see the new moves before they're out there, right?
Yeah.
Or at the live, the streaming in Abu Dhabi or whatever. We can see the matches. We can see the new techniques right away.
Yeah.
And one of my mentors, like, he was a wrestler, and he was like, it takes about a year for people to get the new techniques, to see them, if you're out there at the tournaments, But now it's like, it's like before even, if you're paying attention.
Like you go Instacart to buy something, right? Like, it's good though.
That's crazy. Like,
that's why you see all over the world, man. Like
it's growing.
Some is small country and they come in to compete. The guys very good level. But man, how come like they better have gyms there? But all you have to do, watch and put the work.
Yeah, that's it.
Yes,
that's it.
And then I think another thing is that Grace, they really do that. When it's very polemic too about they give the belt to online before.
The Gracie.
But I think that's open another thing for you. I think at the end of the day it was good too. You know what I mean? Because open up, now
like in
Guatemala,
right exactly. I knew people that they didn't have access to it.
Exactly.
They were so far, but it started them.
Exactly.
And then they wanted more. They
planted the seed.
They planted the seed.
Sorry,
exactly.
Yeah.
That's it.
Seed, and then of course everybody criticized everything, but nobody else want to be pioneer. Nobody else can put their face there. You know what I mean? And they did it, right? Of course, always you can improve, always you can. But man, I think as COVID time example. I never ever in my mind I imagine when I teach kid class online for kid 3 years old, and I did it. But when Cobian come to me, listen, you had to start and do the online. I was on charge of the kid class. You had to do online for kids. But man, how come I'm going to teach a kid 3 years old online? on the class already hard. Imagine.
What
and
a crazy
it's a crazy time. I remember I was
to
like,
go on the computer.
Yes, I remember blow my mind when I tried to teach them and say I can't do that. I remember like I was saying the little kid in the middle of the living room and the parents walk around, but they are doing like 30 or 40 minutes class. I like, man, this is incredible. Never ever in my mind if you say, oh, Fabio, I'm gonna teach kids online jiu-jitsu. Teach jiu-jitsu online. Never in my mind that I have that in my mind.
You would have laughed, right?
Yeah.
You would have laughed.
And then now when I see back, man, that was good because making me improve as a professor.
Yeah.
Man, I had to be very creative. I had to formulate games, solo, and then I did it. Right? I was crazy. And then you see, I'm talking about that because like the online course, the great,
yeah.
Almost the same. You know what I mean? And like open door for a lot of people that have cannot have the access for that, right?
Yeah, yeah.
I think it was very important, sure.
Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah,
I think so too. And it's up to you, rather, really, to get up to that level or not. You know, if you want to be serious, if you're a serious person and you want to do it, then
exactly.
There's opportunities after, for sure.
That's the main thing, in my opinion, too. Like, all I had to do, believe it, and put work.
Yeah.
All right? And then, if it doesn't work one time, you try again. That's jiu-jitsu, you know? It's for you. Like, you don't have to be... You have to be 1% better every day. It's very cheesy, but it's very true. You know what I mean? If you think like that, small goals is easy. You don't think like that in jiu-jitsu, it's very hard, man.
Yeah.
Like, it's not easy sport, you know? It's like... you have to learn. You have to be. I'm learning with my students every single day.
That's it.
You have to have a white belt mentality.
Attitude, yeah.
Because if you don't do that, you're gonna be behind 100%. It's that kind of thing like you gotta be doing. If you get comfortable, you're gonna be behind. That's why I really like to train a lot. I do the same thing that I used to do even when I was young because I know that if you don't train 1 week, your time is gonna be behind. You know what I mean? Like it's very, very hard to gain, very easy to lose, right? Yeah. But that's what the fun too. That's what the challenge is, you know? Yeah.
Yeah, they say like in sports, right? Like in neuroscience, right? If you don't train for 2 weeks, you start to lose your, the muscle memory and those things, you know?
I know that for experience, for sure. Especially like when I used to train Cobrinha, right? I used to sparring Finn every single day. And then when I go on vacation in Brazil, I try to be very disciplined, but it's impossible because you go one house, I eat a little bit here. You go another house, eat. In the beginning, I'm dieting, I'm okay. Then after the first week, I was having like 5 dinners, 5 lunches. It was very hard to say no.
Yeah.
But I remember always I had to train at least once. Because when I come back, I had to train Cobrinha.
Yeah.
Man, it's going to be miserable. And then it look like you go to the gym, put the training meal in the last speed and run. That's the sensation,
Yeah.
And then that's good because making me always, okay, I want to wake up earlier. I want to call some friend that I'm here. I want to drill 6 a.m. or 7 a.m. Then I'm free for the day. But always, I remember, I cannot really just have a full vacation. I have to put myself, otherwise I'm going to lose the time.
Yeah.
I know, yes.
Vacation, same thing,
I
whatever it
agree
is.
with the neuroscience 100%. If you don't keep sharp, I even tell my student, man, even if you hurt, injury, of course, you have to respect your body, but you always can drill. You can adapt
You can do something, yeah.
If you don't, because usually they are when I will rest for 2 weeks. Okay, you're gonna heal that thing, but you're gonna get hurt another place. Your body has to be moving all the time. That's what you're made of, to move. And then I really think you can even go and watch. It's better than don't go. You know what I mean?
Yeah. 100%, yeah. You're injured, and the worst thing is to be at home doing nothing.
Yeah.
Doing
How come you're gonna
distracted, whatever it is, people that don't train or whatever, being distracted.
Yeah.
But if you want to do whatever you're doing, you need to, even if you can't do anything, if you can't walk, crawl, if you can't crawl, you sit there,
Yes. Yeah.
And be in the environment,
I love the analogy, yeah, for sure.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm firsthand telling my daughter, she got an injury, so this last month, And I was getting crazy, with things. I need to be in the environment,
I
or else you fall off.
My fiancée, right? She's very good in capoeira, and she trained jiu-jitsu before for a while, but now she's training very consistently, And then she complained about lower back. I know she's hurt, but every time I roll for her, she's listen. If I stop here, start while I'm feeling pain, you're gonna stop the training. You just talk about pain. And if I say, my elbow's hurting, you're gonna say my shoulder's hurting, my knee, and then you're gonna contaminate everything. Listen, try to forget about it. I know you have pain. Try to forget about it. Try to focus in the drill. Try to focus one step at a time. Try to focus one move at a time, and then you adapt it, right? But it's very easy to
do what you can do. You can always find a way. You find the solution to keep moving forward.
Yes,
but find a way.
Yeah. Man, I fought one time. One guy had only one leg. Only the hard fight that I have in my life, because it was a mental thing.
Yeah.
I can't lose for this guy. And then I start seeing him. He's 100% confident he's gonna beat me. I can feel. I look at him, and in the beginning, I kind of have a good position, and I was like EBI. I have a good, I was good position. If I should have finished this guy in 20 seconds, but no way. I want to let it go and try to play. And then he started giving me a hard time, and I started thinking, I want to lose this fight. And then imagine if I lose this guy, And then I saw him, he's like, because he used to train with us. I never trained with anyone like one leg. You know what I mean? And then I remember I started freaking out. I thought, man, I'm going to lose. What a shame. And I thankfully I ended up winning. But it was a life lesson for me.
Life lesson.
For me, next time, doesn't matter who's there, I want to go 100%. Because if he's there, because he's ready. And then it was a good lesson. Because they have the will. They have the heart. They know, they believe it. Right? And then they adapt it.
Yeah.
I mean, yes. That was a very good lesson for me, the adaptation. I mean, yes.
Yeah, you're feeling bad, that. Like, you always have to do your best, right? Do you agree with that?
Exactly, yes. And then the body responds.
Yeah.
And if you adapt it. 100%.
You find a way. You find a way,
yes. Jean-Jacques Machado.
There you go. Perfect example.
Yes. Look at that. Fabio, I never trained him. And Fabio say, man, when he grabs, look like he has a tool. Look at how say the tool in English? Pliers?
Pliers, yeah.
Pliers. Look at the pliers. If you're really Fabio, and Fabio like is the kind of guy, he just say when he complains someone, it's for real.
Yeah.
If you're really Fabio, yes. How come? I don't know. He adapt, he grab, he twist, and then you cannot break it. For you, no way. I was like, I told him, no, you cannot break it. I like, what the heck? And then that's when I started looking up for him. I said, man, that's insane.
Yeah.
But it's good, right? Like,
yeah, that's
adaptation.
it. Adaptation, find a way, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, my wife.
That's why she's mad at me. Yeah, you're just pushing me harder. No, I try your experience. If you're mad, I don't want to say anything. No, it's okay.
That's such a point, man.
Yeah.
My wife was getting mad at me because I'm pushing too much, but it's like, no, you have to find a way, Like, you can't be doing nothing. The worst place to be is to be at home doing nothing.
Yes.
Mind not thinking about what you want to do, what your goals are,
100%, yes. Like, an empty mind is the worst thing. Like, that's when you start getting all the mental problems.
Yeah. 100%.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, like the pandemic time, right? Going back to that time, like people, like judokas or whoever guys, like not being in their environment, they start to have problems, right?
Yeah. At the beginning, when everything started, I was, man, what are we gonna do now? I was saying, I want to come back to Brazil.
We weren't essential anymore.
I want to go to Brazil. The first thing they want to stop is jiu-jitsu. And you see all our friends closing gym. I said, man, why want to work now? I don't know what to do with something.
What am I going to do?
And then you adapt it. We adapted online. Everybody adapted.
Kids class online.
Yeah, right. Like you saying now about when you get injured, you adapt it, And then I think jiu-jitsu is one of the only sport that you learn how to adapt yourself.
Yeah.
That's why I talk about, in my opinion, for the kids, man, the jiu-jitsu for the kids is the best thing ever, because the only place that can solve the only problem the parents cannot interfere on the mat. Yeah. Right? They're going to be on top, you're going to be on bottom, you're going to be crying. Your parents don't want to step in on the mat because you can't. And I tell you, the parents, man, that's the only place for real your kid are going to learn how to be bad, good situations. Still, okay, I'm here. What I had to do here? I want to think it's right here. Don't interfere. You try to teach the etiquette, the guidelines for the parents. I always say that, and then they understand. Yes. Yeah.
We're talking about online classes, and I kind of mentioned it again. And then I remember, I was doing whatever I could do online, And then for me, it was like, man, this isn't jiu-jitsu, like training with dummies and things like that,
the same,
Yeah. And then I was like, man, it's all about the people in the group. So how important is the group,
the community
in jiu-jitsu?
Yes. Man, in my opinion, in my gym, there's number one. What I'm looking for, I don't look for champions. I look for community. And I look for the people that network. It's a house. Your home. Like, you have a lot of stress, you go there, I want to talk with my friend. I want to have a barbecue today. I want to do now business with them. Man, I have a good example. I used to teach in a place in Brazil. One of the first place I taught, Fabbio Gurgel that referred me there. It was inside the mall, a gym. And then I was a brown belt when I started. I started teaching on this purple belt. And by the way, over there, that time I was a brown belt. And then I remember the group was so close. Every weekend they have go to watch UFC or have fun or barbecue. And then still, like I left like more than 10 years ago. And I see all my students. I have a lot of students. They start as all black belt, and then it's not professional. They have another business.
Yeah.
Some of them open jiu-jitsu gym as a side business. And then what I like it because a lot of people stop in doing is not get black belt because life, because kids or thing. But my friend is a black belt now. I'm only purple belt. If he can do, I can too.
Yeah.
And then I see every time I see the media, the pictures. The guy's back. Cool. I knew it. Why? Because they know it's not only about go train. It's about you see your friends.
Yeah.
You have a family. They go to the baptism for the kids. They go to the events for the kids. And then once your question, for my opinion, is that everybody look for a group. Everybody go look for human being. Look for a tribe. And then jiu-jitsu is a tribe. It's a community. And then that's the first thing I always stop the class. Say, listen, man, no, I don't want a drama. Let's be nice. If you're in bad mood, you talk. Speak up. Say, listen, can you go easier today? Can you roll? Still jiu-jitsu, you know. Yeah. And then I really think is the most important thing that's the way I like to work. Man, I want to have the very health environment here. The moment I have some, I had to stop and address. Because if you not address, you know better than me. It's a snowball. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Deal with the people is not easy. Right? It's hard. Teach is easy. Deal with people is hard. Yeah.
It's funny, right? Like I talked to Hoist Gracie, Solar Barrel, all these guys, and they always go back to, I was like, what's the number one thing? What's the biggest thing that jiu-jitsu has given you? And they're like, always relationships. Relationships. I agree. Friendships, the relationships.
100%, yes. 100%. I agree, yes. Example, like Fabbio Gurgel is my role model. It's insane when I see him. Man, this guy never stops. He's very succeeded in jiu-jitsu. And then he started doing all the management course. And now he teaches seminars.
The Talis Gomez, right? The G4.
Exactly.
I went to do a course. I went to business school.
And then
Fábio Gurgel.
And then, what the? I remember he was the first guy. That's the way I learned that way I do. First guy to get the gym, he trains, and the last guy to live, and then have time to do investments. How look like he need a clone, but he come here not long ago because he opened a big gym in Huntington Beach. Yes, and then I was talking to him. I was about to participate there. Then I decided just to do my thing, but I was very flurry because he invited me to do. I still talk to him, and then I have very good relationship with him. But I'll see everything for man. He's still going. How now? I think now he stopped all the competition. Like I gotta win. Now he puts in another basket. And then very succeed. Yes.
I just had Samuel Braga was here last week, and we were talking about that. And what did he watch? He watched Fabbio Gurgel speaking about the school and this, that, way of life, and he was inspired by him speaking. Now he's doing more of that.
Yes.
And I was telling you, like, I went to São Paulo too for a G4 thing. Just the people were inviting me to go. I was like, all right, I'll go.
Oh, that was good. Like it? It was good.
It was phenomenal.
They do the summit now.
They do all kinds of things. It's crazy,
It's like look like, in my opinion, I love that because look like Apple. It look like a company.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not like you go to a gym. No.
It's a American business school with a Brazilian flair.
Yes.
It was pretty cool because I went with a few like different types of guys,
Yeah.
And it was really interesting to see, because I study a lot of different things, and one of the things was marketing, right? And like some of the best marketing is Brazilian. The contract, these Brazilian companies, big companies,
like
Hotmart, and these different, it's like what,
yeah.
And
so one thing I have every time I try some art or something, I have a very good friend from my childhood. He's a very good designer, And man, everything he does, I think, man, is way better because you're Brazilian too.
Yeah, sure.
That's way better. But you're saying that, I think so too. I think I don't know why, more creative. I don't know why, but I agree. Like the marketing, like the company is very professional there.
Yeah, it's a beautiful country, and I think from the music and from the
I think because you had to adapt to more problems. I think the more you have problems to adapt, more creative you become. You know better than me because you live the both. I know too, but you live way more the both cultures, and then you even speak Portuguese very well. Everything. I mean, like, but I think the poor country, you have to adapt it. You have to make it happen. That's why sometimes people ask, what's the big difference about Brazilian training and then American? I think here is very good because people like the methodology. If you tell one people, okay, let's do this drill for 30 minutes, they do it. In Brazil, it's different. Let's do the drill 2 minutes, they talk about telenovela, talk about soccer, they lose. Now change a lot, right? And the other thing, the only thing they have. Like if you're a poor kid, or you play soccer, or you know that, like example of the Mika Galvão, kids, man, that's what I have in my life. If I don't become good on that, I want to be on the street, and then give you a purpose. And then I think that's the main difference. Like the only thing they have, they want to make it. And here they're very good. You're very coachable, but they have a lot of options. And the options, like for the kids in the summer, 100 summer camp, and then it's a little bit dangerous sometimes because they're gonna teach them like, okay, if you don't like that for 1 month, I can go for another thing. If you don't like that, and then you never finish what you started. And it's good because you give access to a lot of things, right? But on the other hand, like it's like when you're Netflix, too much option, you're gonna take forever to pick a movie, right?
Yeah.
That's I think one of the main difference now, but change a lot. I think now the Americans, like, they are as good or even better, in my opinion, than a lot of Brazilians.
Yeah.
Right. Yes.
Yeah.
Because they very organized, they're systematic, and anything in life, if you don't have a system, you're gonna be lost.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
At least in my opinion.
Yeah, for sure, right? Yeah. Like that's why it's funny, right? The American business school.
Yeah.
But then they add the Brazilian, like Thales Gomez and those guys.
Sauce.
The sauce, right?
Yeah.
And so I was like, man, this is crazy,
It's cool.
It's straight up American business school because all the systems, and then they do the Brazilian flair, the Brazilian, jeitinho,
cool. Yeah. Very interesting.
Yeah, very interesting, So, and then of course it's great because Thales Gomez does jiu-jitsu too, and I'm sure he's influencing Fábio Gurgel as well because Fábio Gurgel is open to these things,
Yes.
And it's good for jiu-jitsu. It's good for the everybody.
Yeah, because Fábio Gurgel, he goes in the big companies and they talk about how jiu-jitsu can be applied on the corporation. I mean, who imagined that? Who imagined like a jiu-jitsu black belt? They're gonna go like a huge company, Apple or whatever, Tesla,
Google,
and then influence people, right? Like
back in the 90s with the Pitbull days.
The pit boys, you know what I mean? Like
the bullies beating up people that didn't know jiu-jitsu.
You see like
in the streets.
The CEO, the owners, they look up for you. Like you want to learn from that. Man, it's like it's very good for a professional. Like make that more noble, I think. Yes.
Yeah, man. Yeah. Jiu-jitsu is in a great place, and it's just beginning. I feel like
Yeah, I agree with you. Just beginning. Cool. Like UFC, BJJ, CGI, and who's number one, and man, all shows is nice. I really like the reality show they did on UFC, BJJ.
Yeah, it got me bought into it as well.
I remember because my fiancée, she's getting more link in jiu-jitsu now, and I usually man, you know how it works. I have only half Saturday, half Sunday off because I'm in the gym, privates or whatever. And then usually when I go home, I'll her like she's the boss. And then I rarely can watch UFC or anything because you were doing something, moving theater. The UFC BJJ say, I want to watch.
She wanted to
watch.
Yeah, you're like,
man.
yes.
Oh yes, she watched. I fell asleep.
Trying to pretend
I fell.
Okay, sure.
I fell asleep. I fell asleep. She watched the whole show the one day, and she's the one telling about the show.
Wow.
And that's good if the family listen. Like,
it's bringing more people into
people that she never really had the patience to go and watch. Now she got more into, but man, that was good like reference for me. For man, That's why I think a good idea about UFBJJ. Because usually when you go jiu-jitsu tournament, who watch jiu-jitsu tournament? Only jiu-jitsu practitioners, right? It's very rare to see people not do it.
That's it.
But nowadays they change.
That's it.
I remember the first time that I see that the change happened, I was I think 2 years ago, not last year, on the UFC, on the ADCC.
ADCC.
When they have the first time in the Bruce Buffer. They have the guy from Pride, the lady from Pride.
Yeah.
Man, that blew my mind.
That was a show.
Because I was watching, I was downstairs with the background of Kennedy, because Kennedy fought. But then I went to upstairs because I want to watch it with my friends, right? And I was watching on the crown, and I can hear some people next to me. What happened? What's the points? Why? How cool, man! These people don't have. I think they don't know jiu-jitsu. And for me, I felt, that's interesting.
And they're watching it, they're there,
and then it was crowded, very organized.
Packed,
I was, man.
A show, right? A spectacle, like a UFC, almost like a UFC event.
I said that's what it's supposed to be. Like
fireworks, right?
They call the names like Kennedy, Marcial.
Uniforms, right?
Bruce Buffer, man. Every match, man. Bruce Buffer is talking jiu-jitsu guy's name. You know what I mean? That's the goosebumps on me.
Yeah,
wow, man.
Big screens, right? Fireworks.
Yes.
Yeah,
thankfully, Gordon Ryan. Thank you for the marketing. Thank you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, yes.
Hall of Fame, right?
Yes, exactly.
I went out there and because I got stem cells with Mo, so it's like you cannot miss this weekend, you know. So we ended up going. Actually, I went with Rookie as well, and I was sitting there watching. Once I'm there like all day, all days, you know.
Yeah.
And they had the Hall of Fame presentation.
Yeah.
And I was just sitting there like, wow, jiu-jitsu's come a long way, because back in 2000, I went to Vegas. They had the first jiu-jitsu tournament, the no-gi grappling event, Grappler's Quest it was called. In 2000.
I fought Grappler's Quest.
Yeah. In 2000, right?
That's pretty cool, actually, by the way. Yeah.
In Vegas, right? 2000 in Vegas. It was in a high school. They had the tap-out guys in those days and around, and they selling stuff out of their trunk. You know?
Yeah.
And so I was like, wow, it came from that high school gym, us just, following our hearts and, our passion and loving doing this, just trying to win and doing our best, to this,
Yeah.
So I was really proud, and it was a really proud moment to be a part of the journey.
It's kind of like, I remember one time I compete some of like CBJJ worlds or CBJJ, one of the worlds.
Yeah.
I remember, man, the first fight I fought 2 p.m. The final was like 9 p.m. And the competition going all the way to like 1 a.m. Because I wasn't that organized back in the day, you know?
Yeah.
I remember, man, it was the whole day, I was cold.
Yeah.
Man, I was like, man, you really... And now you see nowadays,
IBJF, you
know,
what
you
time
had all the brack, the time, the mat, everything. And like, man, it's if you leave the both sides, you see how come they involve. You know what I mean? Like, yeah. People don't have no idea. Like, new generation have no idea that... or how they're coming from. It was literally like I was a marathon, man. It was crazy. And you never know what time you're going to fight. You know, like, you have to be there.
I tell people like how lucky they are now.
Yes.
But like, there's a certain resilience, right, that it gave us, being in that environment, because if you didn't really want it, you wouldn't do it,
Exactly.
There was we were laughing, we were joking that they had the Pan Ams in Orlando, like, I don't know, back in the early 2000s, and they moved it from I think it was where was it at the beginning? Here in California, Pan Am's, and then they moved it eventually to Florida, Miami one year, where they went all night long. I think it was supposed to be 2 days, but they went one day, and then they moved it to Orlando, and they had the weigh-ins the day before, back in those days. And there was a line, there was a big old line, and of course, back Brazilian style, whatever we want to call it, back in the unorganization. I shouldn't even say that because they're so organized. IBJF so organized, but back in those days it wasn't, And so we all stood in the line like all day in the sun, Florida, and many people took a lot of pictures because we were just there all day long.
Yeah.
And we laughed because we look at those pictures and
all dehydrated, whatever.
Yeah, but all those guys that were in those lines, they're like all black belts. They have schools and stuff.
Yeah, it's funny. I like a lot to see that.
Because if they were there and they survived, they're like, I'm not stopping. I'm not giving up. I've done too much. Like, there's no way.
No way back.
It makes you tough and resilient.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, it's true. Yeah, I like to see that. I like to sometimes I see old school pictures, and especially podium. I was looking, I think Portugal, you know Portugal, the Eduardo Santoro has a gym in Torrance. He's a very good friend of mine. I remember he posted something.
Portuguese.
When he has a purple belt, he won. And I saw the party.
At Pans?
I think it was Worlds.
Worlds.
Because I won he wasn't Worlds, the purple belt. I was only the guy not from Rio. I remember that. He was one of the first guy from São Paulo that won the
When
Worlds.
he gets him in the finals of purple belt or brown belt?
I think he won the
and
open
I got
class.
second place, you know?
Yeah, I don't remember. But I remember I saw the podium, and I saw all the guys, all very good black belts, and then gym owners nowadays. Look at that, man.
Yeah, it's cool.
It's very cool to see. Like you said, like they already you walk out that way long, then never.
There's no turning back. I've gone too far.
Like, exactly.
And so, like, knowing the time you're gonna go, everything's very polished. Social media now these days, right?
Yeah.
So everything's like perfect and social. You know, it's like you get so much hype and energy behind everything that you do now, right? So it's like
I feel so beautiful on social media.
like easier, right? Easier path, right? Easier path, and then like you or like
nobody else put like social media is struggling. So always nice food, nice travel. Looking happy, right? Yeah, it's fake sensation, right? Yeah.
I'm grateful for everything, right?
Yeah, very grateful.
Just seeing the growth of jiu-jitsu and martial arts, right? The real martial arts, right?
Yeah, it's
in the world.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's awesome, man. Man, thank you so much for coming up and hanging out and I appreciate you. I appreciate like all your hard work over these years coming to US, Brazil, US. And real jiu-jitsu teacher and professor and it's phenomenal. It's awesome. Great to see after all these years.
I'm the one to say thank you. I really, like I said, I really appreciate it. Like it's a learning for me too. I had to come here, speak another language. And then I was nervous about, but like
that's awesome.
I'm happy when I talk to you here. Like I said, I look up for you too, and then. I made it. One more accomplished, you know, like and share my stories too. Like it's very good. Look like a therapy, you know what I mean? And then also exchange experience too. You know, I really appreciate it. I'm really happy to be here. And anytime if you need me, I'm more than happy to help you.
Thank you so much, brother.
Thank you.
How can people find you?
So you can find that on social media, right? Like on Instagram, Fabio Passos BJJ. And then I have a gym in Sherman Oaks, Steps BJJ, right? The website is stepsbjj.com, right? And then it's open for everybody. I have a lot of your students coming to my open mat. Because my open mat is, you have always a live DJ. I try to do
live DJ.
I try to do something different. It's pretty nice because make the environment more calm. I figured out that like when you have music, people more chill, people don't get hurt. It's not that vibe because sometimes open mat they have like a competition vibe. If you put some music or something, it look like a church or whatever, like a Sunday picnic example, and then it's open for everybody. And then if you guys wanna go check it out, it's more than welcome, right? And then that's why I say again, I really have like good feelings about Legacy. All the guys that I know from there are very nice guys. Tin, O'Day, Ricky, Monica, you, and then that's thanks to you. I can see the environment, and that's the same thing you want to do. Then that's another thing I look up, and then thank you very much again.
Thank you, brother. Thank you.
It means a lot to me.